Welcome to AffairsCloud. My name is Vikas Rana. We are one-stop solution for current affairs. You can find our Crack Current Affairs course on our application exclusively for current affairs, where you will be getting daily, weekly and monthly current affairs on regular basis. You can use code VIKAS10 to get additional 10% discount while purchasing the course. This video is available both in English and Hindi. The timestamp for both English and Hindi are mentioned in the description of each video. You can contact us on the number provided or mail provided. Also follow us on Telegram and Instagram, and the link for the same is provided in the description of each video. Also students, this is our homework section's free subscription contest. Follow the procedure and win full 1 year AffairsCloud current affairs subscription. Also students, we have started a new initiative that is of handwritten notes. It is helpful to understand the news daily, time saving and very useful for your revision. We aims to cover 15 questions via handwritten notes in upcoming bank exams. These handwritten notes are available on daily current affairs content PDF at our mobile application and website careerscloud.in. Only our Crack Current Affairs subscribers will be able to access these handwritten notes. A sample PDF of the handwritten notes will be available in the description. Hello everyone. So in this video, we will be discussing important current affairs for banking and finance topic for the May month. Session will be quite interesting and important, so do pay attention till the end. The first question is, in May month, RBI announced the interest rate of how much on the floating rate saving bond for 2034. So the interest rate here will be of 8%. Correct? The maturity period here is 2034. Correct? This is a variable bond, as the rate interest will change after every 6 months. Correct? And the minimum investment for this FRSB, that is floating rate saving bond, is 1000 rupees, the minimum amount. Next, which of the following organization has recently raised an investment of $5 million in seed funding from PayU to enhance the cross-border payments? It is BriskPay. Right? This BriskPay, this is a Mumbai, Maharashtra based cross-border payment platform, and they secured a funding worth $5 million, correct, from a seed round, correct, and they received this from PayU, correct. Take a note of this. Next, according to the recently released data from RBI, credit card spending increased by 27% in the financial year 24 from nearly 14 trillion rupees in FY23. So we can say that as compared to last year, the credit card spending has increased. The top 4 credit card issuers are HDFC Bank, right? Then it is SBI card, followed by ICICI Bank, and then Axis Bank. So the top one here is HDFC Bank. Remember this. Next, which of the following surveys has been recently launched along with the Consumer Confidence Survey by RBI to get inputs for June's 2024 monetary policy? So, which of the following surveys has been recently released? It is Inflation Expectation Survey of Households. That what is the expected inflation? We are seeing that recently, because of the irregular monsoon, the food inflation is quite high. Even if we are talking about the inflation rate, it is projected between 4.5% to 5%. Next, which bank has recently partnered with ANQ Finance to launch Pi and Fi co-branded credit cards? So 2 credit cards, Pi and Fi, and they have been launched by Yes Bank in partnership with ANQ Finance. Next, name the neo banking platform that recently secured an NBFC license from RBI. What is a neobank? Neobank is a bank that do not have any physical branch. Everything is on in the online or digital format, right? So which is that neo banking platform that received the NBFC license from RBI recently? It is Fi. Next, in May, NPCI International Payment Limited, they signed a pact with the Central Bank of which country to develop a UPI-like payment system? It is Namibia. Right? It is from the Central Bank of Namibia. Next, Grow Pay Service Private Limited, they received the approval from RBI of India to operate as a dash. So Grow Pay Service Private Limited, they got the approval from Reserve Bank of India to act as an online payment aggregator. Next, in May, SEBI unveiled the measures to combat the fraudulent trading in mutual funds. Direct question, but important questions. Next, Dash has recently released the report Aging Well in Asia, which state that India has the lowest health insurance coverage among the older people at 21%. So this data was released by Asian Development Bank, right? According to them, a report was released that is Aging Well in Asia, and it states that India has the lowest health insurance coverage, and even the target of government of or IRDA is basically to provide insurance for all by 2047. Next, which regulatory body or organization has recently made a portfolio management service distributors registration with the Association of Portfolio Managers in India mandatory? Which is it? It is SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India. Next, which organization has recently revised the guidelines for custodian banks to issue irrevocable payment commitments in the light of T+1 settlement regime for the stocks? It is Reserve Bank of India, right? And the maximum intraday risk for the custodian banks issuing the IPCs will be considered as a capital market exposure at 30% of the settlement amount. Next, which regulatory body has recently introduced a framework for the administration and supervision of research analysts and investment advisors? It is SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India. Next, which bank or institution has recently agreed to replenishment of the $5 billion for Asian Development Fund 14 and Technical Assistance Special Fund 8? Which is that institution or which is that bank? It is Asian Development Bank, right? And this decision was done during the 57th annual meeting that was held in Georgia, USA, right? And ADF 14 as well as the TASF 8, right? These are the funds that will be replenished by the Asian Development Fund, correct? And this will support the operations during the time period of 2025 to 2028. Next, in May, International Financial Service Centers Authority permitted foreign portfolio investors to issue what with Indian securities in the GIFT IFSC. So the foreign portfolio investors, they have permitted or the IFSCA, they have permitted the foreign portfolio investors to issue the derivative instruments, correct? That is DIs with the Indian securities in GIFT City, and which was the first bank that was providing fixed deposits in US dollar. That is Axis Bank, correct? That was operating at the GIFT City in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. Next, which organization has recently received no objection certificate from RBI to establish a wholly owned subsidiary in IFSC Gujarat International Finance Tech City, that is GIFT City? So which is that organization? That is REC Limited. Next, which financial institution recently signed the Master Risk Participation Agreement with Citigroup Incorporation to enhance supply chain financing for small and medium-sized enterprises across Asia Pacific? It is Asian Development Bank. Next, India and Ghana, they have recently agreed to operationalize Dash within a period of 6 months at the 4th session of India-Ghana Joint Trade Committee that was held in Accra, Ghana. So India and Ghana, they agreed to operationalize what? They agreed to operationalize the Unified Payment Interface, that is UPI, within a period of 6 months at the 4th session of India-Ghana Joint Trade Committee that will be held in Accra, Ghana. Next, which mutual fund company recently launched Nifty Mid Small Cap 400 Momentum Quality 100 ETF, that is India's first mutual fund scheme with 50 mid cap and 50 small cap stocks? It is Mirai Asset Mutual Fund. Next, which small finance bank has recently partnered with CC Avenue to empower merchants by granting them access to its extensive customer base? That will be your Shivalik Small Finance Bank. Next, which insurance company has recently introduced Promise for Growth, a ULIP, that is Unit Linked Insurance Plan? It is Canara HSBC Life Insurance. Next, name the India's first large language model, that is an LLM, for banking, financial services and insurance sector, developed recently by Setu in collaboration with Sarvam AI. See, when you have to try any artificial intelligence model, right? So for that, LLMs are used. Large language models, they are used to train the artificial intelligence. So India's first large language model for the banking, financial service and insurance sector, developed recently by Setu in collaboration with Sarvam AI. What is the name of it? It is CSAM. Correct? Next. Dash has recently signed a memorandum of understanding with IFSCA to promote GIFT IFSC as global finance hub. It is FPSB India. Correct? They have recently partnered or signed a memorandum of understanding with IFSCA to promote GIFT City as global financial hub. What is this FPSB? This stands for Financial Planning Standards Board. Next, which bank partnered with e-banks to streamline the cross-border payment processing and enhance global commerce opportunities for international merchants and Indian customers in India? That will be the Yes Bank. Next, NPCI, they have issued guidelines that mandate the acquiring banks to verify the merchant's details for what? It will be for Bhim Aadhaar Pay. Correct? NPCI, they issued the shifting guidelines for shifting the responsibility of verifying merchant details onto acquiring banks for Bhim Aadhaar Pay, where merchants receive digital payments through Aadhaar authentication. Next, India's permanent representative to UN Ambassador Ruchira Kamboj represented a voluntarily financial contribution of $500,000 to the UN Trust Fund for what? So we can say that India provided this $500,000 to, and it was provided by from India, who was the representative, permanent representative to the UN, Ruchira Kamboj. She presented this voluntary financial contribution of $500,000 to the UN Trust Fund, and it was for basically counter-terrorism. Correct? This fund will be used for countering the terrorism and the terrorist activities. Next, which bank has recently signed an MOU with Northern Arc Capital to explore pioneering innovation solutions and set new benchmarks within the financial industry? So which is that bank? It will be South Indian Bank Limited. Next, in May, RBI has lifted restrictions on which bank mobile app Dash to onboard new customers in it. Name the bank as well as the mobile application of it. So RBI, they have lifted the restrictions on which bank? So they have lifted. Earlier they imposed the restrictions, if you remember, on Bank of Baroda World app, right? And now the restrictions has been lifted. So it is Bank of Baroda and their application, that is World app. Next, which of the following organization has recently received the SEBI approval to function as environment social governance rating provider, that is ESG provider, right? Then which of the following organization has received this approval? It is CARE ESG Rating Limited. Next, which of the following Indian Defence Forces has recently signed an MOU with Bank of India for BOI Rakshak package? It is Indian Coast Guard. Next, which bank has recently, in partnership with Atal Innovation Mission under Niti Aayog, supported the social sector startups with grants worth 19.6 crore in FY24? So which is this bank? It is HDFC Bank. Next, in May, Bajaj Finserv Asset Management Limited, they have launched Bajaj Finserv Multi-Asset Allocation Fund, that is India's first multi-asset fund with a dividend yield strategy. Next, which regulatory body has recently mandated National Institute of Securities Market Series XIC certification for at least one key personnel of an alternative investment fund manager's investment team, right? So which regulatory body? It will be SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India. Next, which bank has recently launched Pixel, India's first virtual credit card powered by Visa network? It is HDFC Bank. Next, name the organization that has recently launched India's first satellite in-orbit third-party liability insurance policy, which will provide critical financial protection to meet the needs of Indian satellite manufacturers and operators, right? Because we know these are heavily various or these are various expensive equipment, right, for provide them insurance for the same, which is that organization that will be providing this. So Tata AIG General Insurance Company, they will be providing the insurance for the space or for the satellite parts. Next, which country has recently received the budgetary support of $50 million from India in the form of rollover of the treasury bill for another year? That will be Maldives. Next, which financial institution or organization has recently signed a memorandum of understanding with Renew to provide financial support of $1 billion over the next 3 years for energy transition projects? That will be Society Generale. Next, name the India's first insurance portfolio management platform that has recently launched by the State Bank of India General Insurance Company Limited. That is Bima Central. Next, in May, Asian Development Bank approved $148.5 million loan to which state to enhance the power distribution center? It was for Sikkim state. Next, which insurance company has recently partnered with asset protection firm Aurum to provide insurance coverage for their customers for their valuables in Volt? That will be your which insurance company? That is Tata AIG General Insurance Company. Next, which regulatory body has recently granted the Life Insurance Corporation of India for an additional of 3 years to meet the minimum public shareholding norms? SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India. Next, which Indian digital payments company recently partnered with Sri Lanka's LankaPay to introduce UPI transactions in Sri Lanka? That is Phone Pay. Next, which bank has recently secured $500 million from the International Finance Corporation to support the underserved women borrowers? That will be HDFC Bank. Next, which company has recently launched an open-ended equity scheme following automotive and allied business activities theme? That will be your SBI Mutual Fund. Next, in May, Yes Bank, that is Youth Enterprise Scheme Bank, they have launched what? They have launched Yes Grandeur, that is a banking program in the form of a saving account and a debit card. This Yes Grandeur, remember, this program will target the persons with an average monthly balance of 5 lakh rupees or a net relationship value of 20 lakh rupees. Next, SEBI amended the listing obligations and disclosure regulation, listing obligations and disclosure requirements regulation of 2015 with SEBI LODR amendment of 2024 for revising the method for calculating the market capitalization, that is MCAP, of the listed companies, right? So this is basically now the MCAP will be calculated on the basis of the average market cap for a defined period and not for that particular single day, and this will impact the top 100 as well as top 250 companies based on the market capitalizations. Next, which bank has recently emerged as the top performer among the public sector bank in terms of business growth during the FY24? Which is that bank? It is Bank of Maharashtra. In terms of performance, right, or in terms of business growth for FY24, Bank of Maharashtra secured the top position. Next, name the trade receivables electronics discounting system platform that has recently crossed 1 lakh crore in MSME invoice financing. It is Receivable Exchange of India Limited. Next, in May, HDFC Bank sold their entire stake of how much percent in Protein eGout Technologies for 150 crore rupees through an open market transaction. It is 3.2%. Next, as per the RBI's recently published State of the Economy report, non-resident India deposit flows surged by 63.5% to how much? To $14.7 billion in FY24, that is the highest in the last 8 years. Next, which financial company has recently received the certificate of registration from Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority to act as a corporate agent composite under the Insurance Act of 1938? Which is it? It is M&M company, that is Mahindra and Mahindra Financial Service Limited. Next, which of the following was the first asset management company in India to launch their own brand sound. That is Nippon Life India Asset Management Limited. They have launched their own brand sound, correct? And this is the sound of freedom. Next, as per the data from RBI presented in Parliament, unclaimed deposits in public and private sector banks reached how much as of March 2023? So the unclaimed deposits in public and private sector bank, they have reached a 42,270 crore rupees of amount as of March 2023, and the accounts that are inactive for 10 years or term deposits that are not claimed within the 10 years are classified as unclaimed. Next is IRDAI has recently introduced new what? So they have introduced the new initial public, they have introduced the new corporate governance regulations, correct, for various insurers, which mandate insurance companies to get prior approval for their brand chairperson appointment. Next, and here remember the board of managers, they will be here, there will be at least one woman director on the board of every insurance company. This is mandatory, and this comes under the section 149 of the Companies Act of 2013. Next, in May, Securities and Exchange Board of India introduced the new framework for determining what in response to market rumors. So the unaffected price. Next, in May, SEBI issued SEBI Amendment Regulations of 2024 to facilitate ease of doing for companies planning to launch IPO, that is initial public offering. Next, which bank has recently signed a deal with Tata Consultancy Services to modernize their core banking technology? It is Burgan Bank. Next, name the financial organization that has recently amended the guidelines on dynamic price brands for scripts in the derivatives segment to improve uncertainty in management and reduce information disproportion. That will be SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India. Next, for which bank did the Prudential Authority of South Asian Reserve Bank impose a financial penalty of 10 million rand, that is 4.5 crore rupees, for violating anti-money laundering laws? So it will be State Bank of India. Next, in May, SEBI instructed the social enterprise who have registered or raised funds through what to submit an annual impact report for the financial year 23-24 to the exchange by the end of October 2024. So SEBI, they instructed the social enterprises who have raised or who have registered or raised funds through the social stock exchange, right, to submit the annual impact report. Next, RBI imposed a monetary penalty of 1 crore and 91 lakh rupees on ICICI Bank and Yes Bank Limited respectively for violating the bank rules, right? So 1 crore on ICICI Bank and 91 lakh rupees on Yes Bank. Next, RBI launched Retail Direct Mobile Application and FinTech Repository. Here the RBI has launched a dash portal that will allow the individuals or entities to apply online for regulatory approvals, licenses and authorizations from RBI. So this will be your Prabha portal that was launched by RBI. Next, which bank has recently collaborated with Poonawalla FinCorp Limited to launch a co-branded E-Lite Rupee Credit Card? That is IndusInd Bank. Correct. This is the bank that collaborated with Poonawalla FinCorp Limited to launch a co-branded E-Lite Rupee Credit Card. Next, Government of India through the Forum for India Pacific Islands Corporation announced a relief assistance of $1 million for landslide hit what? Landslide hit Papua New Guinea, and the amount here allocated was $1 million. Next, name the scheme that was recently launched by Bank of Maharashtra to offer financial support for food and agro-based industries. That is Mahakrishi Smriddhi Yojana. This is the scheme that was launched by Bank of Maharashtra to provide financial support to the food and agro-based industries. So friends, these were your important current affairs for banking and finance. Now let's move to some revision part that will be beneficial for your learning.
Next question. Who has recently won the 2024 Cambridge Dedicated Teacher Award for Middle East and North Africa region, that is also known as MENA region? So Gina Justus, right? Indian origin teacher Gina Justus in the UAE, right? She's an Indian origin, but she is currently in UAE. right? And she has been named as the regional winner of the 2024 Cambridge Dedicated Teacher Award from the MENA region, that is Middle East and North Africa region. Correct? And remember, she works as a teacher at the Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan International School, that is in Mumbai, Maharashtra. Next, name the personality who has recently won the 9th edition of the Oxford Bookstore Book Cover Prize 2024 for the book Beautiful. Bhavi Mehta, right? Designer Bhavi Mehta has won the 9th edition of the Oxford Bookstore Book Cover Prize for 2024, and this is for the book that is Book Beautiful. So remember, the name of this book also can be asked, right? Then this book Beautiful was published by Hachette India. This was published by Hachette India. Next, name the personality who has been recently awarded with the Whiteley Gold Award 2024 by the Whiteley Fund for Nature in London, UK. So Purnima Devi Burman, she is the person, she's a wildlife biologist from Assam, Dr. Purnima Devi Burman, and she has been honored with the Whiteley Gold Award, also known as the Green Oscar. Also known as the Green Oscar. Right? This was during a ceremony that was held in London, UK. This award was given to her for acknowledging her conservation efforts of the endangered great adjutant stork, that is also known as Hargila in Assam. Next is in May 2024, ProPublica has won the 2024 Dash Award in Journalism under the Public Service category. So, ProPublica won the 2024 Pulitzer Prize Award in the Journalism under the Public Service category, right? And here the board has announced the winners of the 108th Pulitzer Prize recently, right? This Pulitzer Prize is given in the field of journalism, books, music, and special citations were also given here. Next is, which country has the highest number of entries in the 9th edition of the Forbes 30 Under 30 Asia list? So it is our India, right? India has the highest number of entries in the 9th edition of the Forbes 30 Under 30 Asia list. India had it is total of 86 entries. Then remember, this was the 9th edition of the Forbes 30 Under 30 Asia list. Correct? Next can be asked that we know that India is on the first position, right? So take a note of this. And in this 2024 list, a total of 30 entries were there from 21 countries and territories. Next is, according to Forbes, world's highest paid athlete 2024 list was released in May. Who is the highest paid athlete in the world? So he is a footballer, Cristiano Ronaldo. Right? Cristiano Ronaldo is the highest paid athlete. He is from Portugal. Right? And he has topped the list with a total earning of $260 million in a year. Right? Then on second position comes a golfer, that is John Ram. John Ram. He is related to which sport? He is related to golf, and he had a total earning of $218 million. Then on third position is Lionel Messi, right? And he had a total earning of $135 million. Next, which space organization has recently won the Geospatial Leadership Award 2024 for enabling industry development in public policy during the Geospatial World Forum 2024 held in Rotterdam in Netherlands? So it is Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center, that is InSpace, right? So remember, in space, they have won the Geospatial World Leadership Award 2024 under the Enabling Public Policy category. And this Geospatial Leadership Award was presented during the Geospatial World Forum that was held in Rotterdam in Netherlands. Next, in 2024, Sailor Tunnel was recognized as the India's highest tunnel by the International Book of Honor, England, UK. The Sailor Tunnel was constructed in which state? So this Sailor Tunnel, it is located in Arunachal Pradesh, right? And it has been recognized as the India's highest tunnel by the International Book of Honor in London, UK, right? This tunnel is an altitude of 13,000 feet and it is constructed under the project Vartak and it is located in Arunachal Pradesh. Correct. This Sailor Tunnel is 2.598 kilometer long. Next, name the book written by Jenny Appenbeck and translated by Michael Hoffman that has recently won the International Booker Prize 2024. It is Kairos. This is the name of the book that has been written by Jenny Appenbeck and translated by Michael Hoffman that recently won the International Booker Prize. Next, who has been recently conferred the prestigious 2024 Shaw Prize in the category of astronomy? So, who has been recently conferred this? So, Srinivas Ramchandra Kulkarni. Right? He conferred with the prestigious 2024 Shaw Prize in the category of astronomy. Next is which of the following airport has recently become the first airport in India to achieve zero waste to landfill accord from the CII ITC CESD, that is Center of Excellence for Sustainable Development. This is Trivandrum International Airport. Where is this Trivandrum International Airport? This is in Kerala, in Trivandrum, Kerala, and it has become the first airport in India to achieve the zero waste to landfill. Right? This airport is working on the principle of 5R, that is reduce, reuse, reprocess, recycle and recover of the sustainable waste management, and they are able to sustainably manage the waste of almost 99.5%. Next is who has recently won the prestigious Amal Clooney Women's Empowerment Award at the Prince Trust Award event in the United Kingdom to recognize her role in the Pink E-Rickshaw initiative. So, Aarti, right? She has won the prestigious Amal Clooney Women's Empowerment Award at the Prince Trust Award event that was held in London, UK. This award was given to her for her recognition for the role of aspiring other young women so that they can also involve or they can also be a part of Indian government's Pink E-Rickshaw initiative. Next, which Indian airport has recently won the Silver Award under the over 35 million passengers per annum category in the Airports Council International Asia Pacific and Middle East Green Airports Recognition 2024? What is the name of that airport? It is Indira Gandhi International Airport of New Delhi. Next, who has become the first Indian to win the Grand Prix Award at the 77th Annual Cannes International Film Festival for the Indian film All We Imagine as Light? So, Payal Kapadia, right? Payal Kapadia won the award, right? That is Grand Prix Award at the 77th International Cannes Festival for the Indian film All We Can Imagine. This is the second highest award there. If I ask you who won the highest award there, that is Palme d'Or. This was for Anora movie, right? This is a comedy drama film, and who won this? Sean Baker, right? Sean Baker won this award, right? Take a note of this, right, friends?
Next, the Comptroller and Auditor General of India signed a memorandum of understanding with which country's Auditor General to enhance collaboration on an exchange of expertise. So, the Comptroller and Auditor General of India, that is Girish Chandra Murmuji, has signed a memorandum of understanding with Toyam Raya. He is the Auditor General of which country? He is the Auditor General of Nepal, and this collaboration was for exchange of expertise, right, in the field of auditing. right? To exchange knowledge, to exchange information, the expertise in the field of auditing. Next, India was ranked dash in 2024 World Press Freedom Index published by Reporters Without Borders. So rank of India is 159th in the World Press Freedom Index that is released by Reporters Without Borders, right? Take a note of this. Which is the country that secured the first position here in the World Press Freedom Index? It is Norway that secured the first position, and it is for the 8th consecutive time that Norway secured the first position. On second was Denmark. Next, Nepal government has recently introduced new currency note featuring a map which includes the controversial border territories of Lipulekh, Limpiadura and Kalapani in their strategic northwest tri-junction between India, Nepal and China. What was the denomination of the currency note? So the currency note was worth 100 rupees, right? And apart from this, remember Nepal, it shares boundary with how many Indian states? So with 5 Indian states. They are your Sikkim, West Bengal, Bihar, UP and Uttarakhand. Next, which is the wealthiest city in the world as per the 2024 World Wealthiest Cities report published by Henley and Partners in collaboration with New World Wealth. So, which is the wealthiest city in the world as per the 2024 World's Wealthiest City report? It is New York. New York of USA is the wealthiest city in the world. Take a note of this, right? On second position is California, that is in USA only, correct? And then remember, if we are talking about third position, it is Tokyo. If we talk about Indian cities, Mumbai is among the top in India and it is globally ranked 24th. Whereas Delhi NCR region, it is in the 37th position globally and second among the Indian cities. Next, the International Organization for Migration released the World Migration Report 2024. What is the remittance value received by India in 2022? So India received a remittance of $111 billion and this is the highest ever, correct? And India became the first country in the world to receive a $100+ billion remittance. On second position in this list is Mexico. Mexico received a staggering $61.1 billion, but you can see it is almost half that of India. And on third position is China. Next, which organization has recently released the report Recipe for a Livable Planet Achieving Net Zero Emissions in the Agri-Food Systems, which stated that the annual investment should increase to $260 billion a year to halve the current agri-food emissions by 2030. So it is World Bank. This data was released by World Bank. Headquarter of World Bank is in Washington DC. And who is the president of World Bank? Ajay Banga. Next, which company has recently opened the world's largest operational direct air capture and storage plant that is named Mammoth, and it was launched or opened in Iceland, and it will extract the carbon dioxide from the air and store it underground as rock. So which is the organization that has launched this Mammoth, that is basically capturing carbon dioxide directly from air and storing it in underground as a rock? It is Climeworks AG. Next, WHO has granted certification to 3 countries in the America, that is Belize, Jamaica and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, for eliminating the mother-to-child transmission of the HIV virus and which disease, that is syphilis. Next, which organization has recently published the first global guidelines to prevent bloodstream infections and other infections that are associated with the use of intravascular catheters? It is World Health Organization, right? They have published the first global guidelines to prevent the bloodstream infections and other infections that are associated with the use of intravascular catheters. Next, which of the following Indian manuscripts have been recently included in the UNESCO's Memory of World Asia Pacific Regional Register? So all of the above here have been recently included in the, not option 4, but first 3, they have been included in the UNESCO's Memory of the World Asia Pacific Regional Register. Next, name the country that has officially become the 99th member of International Solar Alliance. It is Spain. And if we talk about the 100th member, it is Paraguay. Next, which organization has recently approved a new treaty on IP genetic resources and associated traditional knowledge? So, which is that organization? It is World Intellectual Property Organization, that is WIPO. They have approved this new treaty on intellectual property, genetic resources, and associated traditional knowledge. Now, friends, let's move to some defense related questions. First is Ministry of Defense enforced the Inter-Service Organization Command, Control and Discipline Act of 2023. According to the act, who among the following have the power to exercise the administrative control and disciplinary actions over service personnel in inter-service organizations? So who he will be? So right option here is, which is the right option here? Both second and third, that is commanders in chief and officers in command. They both have the power to exercise administrative control and disciplinary actions over the service personnel in inter-service organizations. Next, name the joint military exercise conducted between India and France that commenced on 13th of May at Umroi, Meghalaya. So what is the name of that exercise? It is Exercise Shakti. Right, this is the exercise that was held where location is Umroi, Meghalaya. This is a 14-day long exercise that started on 13th of May and it lasted till 26th of May. And in this, from India, who participated from this? Indian contingent Rajput regiment participated in this exercise. Next, which of the following operations has recently been conducted by Indian Air Force in collaboration with the Uttarakhand government by utilizing Mi-17 V5 helicopter to combat forest fires in Nainital, Uttarakhand? It is Operation Bambi Bucket. So under this operation, using the helicopter and buckets of water, those buckets of water will be sprayed. Using those buckets, basically the water will be sprayed over the forest fires to control those fires or to finish those fires, right? And this was done under the Operation Bambi Bucket. Next, which country along with India's National Security Guard has recently participated in the 7th edition of counter-terrorism exercise Tarkash that was held in Kolkata, West Bengal? So it is United States of America, right? USA along with Indian National Security Guard, they have participated in this 7th edition of the exercise Tarkash that was held in Kolkata, West Bengal. This was the 7th edition, right? So if I ask you where was the 6th edition of this exercise held? It was held where? In Chennai, Tamil Nadu. Next, in May, Indian Air Force conducted the maiden airdrop test of Dash in Agra, Uttar Pradesh. So Indian Air Force, they conducted the maiden airdrop test of what? They conducted the maiden airdrop test of Bhishma portable cubes in Agra, Uttar Pradesh. Next, name the indigenously developed guided multi-launch rocket system that was recently successfully tested or launched by Pakistan. So what is the name of this indigenously developed guided multi-launch rocket system that was recently successfully launched by Pakistan? What is the name of it? It is Fateh 2. Correct? Next, and this Fateh 2 will have a range of up to 400 km. Next is name the weapon system that has been recently handed over to the Indian Army by Indo-Russian Rifles Private Limited located in Amethi, Uttar Pradesh. So this is the factory and it is AK-203 assault rifles that will be delivered to Indian Army, and this is a joint venture between India and Russia. Next, in May, Air Chief Marshal Vivek Ram Chaudhary inaugurated the first ever emergency medical response system at Command Hospital Air Force that is located in Bengaluru, Karnataka. Next, in May, Indian Air Force Dash aircraft manufactured by Lockheed Martin successfully carried out a night vision goggles aided landing at the Kargil Advanced Landing Ground that is in Eastern Sector. So what is the name of that aircraft? It is the aircraft is named as C-130J Super Hercules. C-130J Super Hercules, this is the name of the aircraft manufactured by Lockheed Martin, and they successfully carried out a night vision goggles aided landing at the Kargil Advanced Landing Ground that is in Eastern Sector. Next, name the next generation anti-radiation missile that was recently tested by DRDO and successfully tested using the Sukhoi 30 Mark 1 fighter jet of the Indian Air Force. Right? So Sukhoi 30 Mark 1 fighter jet tested this next generation anti-radiation missile that was tested by DRDO. So what is the name of that missile? It is Rudra M2.